Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Jamie,
Rudy,
and
Andy.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I am your host, Jamie Paredes, and joining me as always are my brothers, Bobby, Rudy, and Andrew. Say hello, fellas.
hello.
Orale Vato, what's happening?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
So this is gonna
What's
really trip me
happening?
out.
Me llamo Rodolfo.
This is gonna really trip me out if we go the whole episode and Jamie is like lagging.
You were lagging, dude.
Am I lagging already?
Not now. Not
Did
now.
you sleep?
Fine.
Did you sleep at a Holiday Inn last night?
Ah,
But doesn't he kind of look like Max Headroom?
He does. Boop, boop, boop. I don't. What are some of the Max Headroom lines? I was gonna do like an impression, then I realized I don't know what the fuck Max Headroom says.
Visual. It's a
you
visual.
really dated yourself there.
Max Headroom.
Max,
Headroom?
How much of our
I don't know
audience
what
do you
that
think
is.
remembers Max Headroom?
Okay, so Andrew was born in '87. Do you remember Max
Yes.
Headroom? You do?
Who was
No,
the
I do
guy
not.
on Spaceballs?
Oh, you
Who
don't?
was the guy on Spaceballs though? Remember they did like a knockoff Max
Pizza,
Headroom.
that was Pizza the Hut, right? Or no? Yeah.
Pizza the Hut was the Job of the Hut guy, but then he was like, shit, I don't know. I wish we had the clip, but anyway,
Okay. He's a lot clearer now. Maybe his internet. Maybe he finally paid the bill.
yeah. Now Avery's out of school and she's on Netflix and killing your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, today was the last day of school. Yeah. I thought I'd be cute and play the, jam out to I just said jam out to School's Out by Alice Cooper, and I started playing it and I'm like, yeah, this is a little intense.
Yeah, probably a little bit for the first grade carpool line, but
Yeah.
first grade, right? First grade?
Yeah, first grade. Yep.
Just finished first grade.
Were all the
I'm getting a
seniors
little-
chasing her with the paddles? 'Cause I think of Dazed
What
and
is that
Confused.
from?
Dazed and Confused.
Daisy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
You
getting
know
a
what? To
little
be honest with you, I don't think I've seen that movie all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces. I know.
Yeah. I'm getting a little antsy because I'm seeing everybody's graduation pics, and Manny's graduation is on Saturday.
So I'm going to be there on Saturday. Are we sure that he's going to be there?
We are not sure. Actually, he says he is. That's all I can go by. I mean, he'll be there.
You have to really try to screw up and not walk. Like, did you guys see in the news? I think like Center High School, there's a bunch of people who did like a senior prank and they can't walk for graduation now. Like they put like baby oil in the hallways or something.
I
No?
didn't see that. But let me
Okay.
just show you real quick. All these notices of unexcused absences and
9 times.
9 times. I think there's more than 9 times there.
Yeah.
Well, with your back, you really shouldn't be throwing anybody, Ed.
He tells me that he just misses his last hour, like study hall or something. And I don't know, dude. Just get through it, please.
Well, I'm planning to be there on Saturday. So if you get the news that he is not going to be
He's gonna
graduating, let us know.
you blew it. I
Whoops.
feel,
Sorry about that.
no, that was solid. That was
Was
solid.
that perfect? Was that
That was
I
me.
totally hit that on accident.
That was good.
Oh,
No,
did
it
you?
worked.
That was me. Yeah.
Okay.
You?
Okay. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so a little behind the scenes thing here. I'm actually like looking at all of them, and I'm gonna try to play one every once in a while. And all I was doing was scrolling up and down, but I was right next to that one, and it lit up right when I did that. So I was like, "Oh shit!"
I had my finger on the trigger. So for those of you watching, we got some new drops this week, and I had my finger on the trigger because I knew we were going to start talking about graduations. I know Xavier graduated Mizzou on Saturday, which we'll get into, but I was ready to fire these off.
Check out the big brain on bread.
Yeah. So
I'm the only one that I guess that doesn't have access to these drops.
it's so much fun, man. You got to get these, but
Again, I
Well, you
must
guys
be
gotta-
logged in as Jamie.
You guys got to hook me up with those.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it was graduation weekend, and so my boy Xavier, congratulations!
yes,
Graduated from Mizzou.
I did not congratulate him through text or anything, but congratulations.
Oh, were we supposed to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
sorry.
that I don't.
Would have been nice. You
I
know,
sent a
We're not
text
really
to
a
mom. No.
we're not really a congratulations family.
No, I mean,
we should be. We should be.
no.
We should be.
I mean, college is one thing. He graduated with his master's degree and all that stuff. Great. But like when Manny graduates on Saturday, like really, he just didn't quit. I don't get the high school congratulations. Like your son just
like
got
gay.
your son just went through the Rockhurst ring ceremony, which we all did. And basically you're a junior and the seniors have now graduated. So you become a senior. So you get your class ring. And mom said like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, he just didn't quit. Like what?
Well, there's a little bit more to it than that, but I mean
yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
If what you're saying is that, if what you're saying is that high school graduation doesn't matter for anyone,
Yeah.
then I guess I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, nobody. It doesn't matter for like Manny. You know, good job, Manny.
Because you're required to go through 12th grade.
Right.
I got you.
You're a smart motherfucker.
think-
That's
I-
right.
I think it is something to celebrate though, because a lot of people that's as far as they go, if they even get that far. But I mean, because not everybody went to college, that long ago, and we all went to Rockhurst, where 99.9% or whatever it is go to college. Like
Well,
it's just assumed you're going to finish and you're going to go on.
Yeah, 99% go to college. They have it in the what was our newspaper called? The
Prep news.
Prep News.
Did
Prep
we
News.
sound
I remember
any less like assholes?
Prep News.
Prep
I knew
News.
that last issue that showed where every senior was going to college. I want to say like check back in with them in September of next year.
Oh, yeah.
And see how many of them are still in.
Sure.
A lot
sure.
of them are. Yeah. So
A lot of them?
they're not 99% of them aren't there anymore. I would say
In September of the same year in which
September is a bit of an exaggeration, maybe December, maybe January.
you're saying after like the first semester.
Yeah, it
So I have to tell you guys, I don't know, maybe you guys won't find this story very funny, but yeah, first off, my tagline was in relation to his three uncles. Xavier's uncles were not present. In their defense, it was Mother's Day, but
but you took our mother with us.
yeah, because my mother, his grandmother, wanted to see him graduate. Yes.
So in return, you
Stole your
then
mother? Is that what you're saying?
ruined my Mother's Day.
Okay.
But I didn't have to buy her.
No, you didn't have to buy her a present?
I didn't have to buy her a present. If you go away on Mother's Day, don't think you're going to get one like later, like next week. No, Mother's Day was last week, and you made your decision. Life's about choices, and
Right. So that's what my comment is. Where the hell were you guys? Because none of his uncles attended his graduation. Just want to put him on blast. But I've got to get to this story because I feel like this was pretty funny. And Anita didn't even notice this, but me and Tomas did. During the ceremony, so you got to picture this on the floor of Mizzou Arena, all the chairs are are arranged so that all the graduates are sitting there. And at some point, while they are reading names, the people bring their card up and the people read their names and they're just walking through. At some point during that part of the ceremony, there is a little boy who wanders onto the floor of Mizzou Arena. And you picture the big curtains, the big drapes, whatever they are. He starts walking up towards like where the microphone is. He starts smacking the curtains. He starts going behind the curtains. And
Was
so
he
what
Mexican?
they're trying to do is there are some people that are dressed as ushers for the arena that are gradually trying to make their way over to this little boy to figure out, because it's just the little boy by himself. And so I'm sitting here going, where the hell are this kid's parents? And I at first I thought, and Tomas later told me that he thinks that his mother was down there on the floor. So I don't know, maybe somebody was supposed to be watching him up in the stands. Anyway, he sees the ushers
So it was a
coming.
Mexican kid.
He was Mexican for sure.
He was
We're not Mexicans. We're from out of town.
he was a person of color. But I'll leave it at that. So anyway, so the kid is.
Is there a term besides Mexican that you prefer? Something less offensive?
Go ahead.
The eventually security. Oh, I know. He just starts wandering all over the place. He's just and they continue with reading the names because there's 700 graduates they've got to get through there. Maybe there weren't 700, but anyway. Eventually, security wrangles the kid, grabs him up, and I'm watching all this, just fascinated that this kid is basically interrupting the ceremony, but the ceremony's continuing because the kid is just wandering up on the stage and walking all through the. It was, I mean, I'm just sitting here going, I've never seen a worse parenting job. I'm just like, you would think you'd know where your kids are at all times, or at least, growing up. I can't imagine we ever had a situation where our parents didn't know where we were. So I'll be curious to see if your mom and dad noticed that, but certainly Tomas and I did. Anita didn't recall seeing that, but yeah, just a little boy wandering around the stage and just being a little, he looked, and the way he was acting, he appeared to be very, very ornery. So
part of me, you're saying like that was a horrible parenting job, but I mean, the ceremony didn't stop. I mean, it's kind of like that meme, that Michael Jordan meme, or that quote, "Fuck them kids." Like, whatever. I mean,
exactly. Exactly.
That Michael Jordan quote? Was that an actual quote from him?
I don't know. I like to believe it is.
Yes, there's a quote, a Michael Jordan quote. But yeah, it's like, whatever. I mean, let him do what you don't want to, that's his inner child coming out. Let him.
I think it goes back to last week, what we were talking about last week, like how people just aren't embarrassed. Like, I would be humiliated. Like, I would be.
Yeah, we all.
You're shy though. I would love the attention. Like, oh my God, look at my kid. He's up there. Everybody's laughing at him. I would love it.
Ruining the ceremony for everybody else.
Yeah, no.
Xavier still get his diploma?
Because I couldn't have been the only. No, Xavier got his diploma, or we'll get it this summer. But anyway, I mean, I can't be the only person in that crowd that was like, where the hell's are this kid's parents?
I will say I probably would have been like you, like, where are his parents? But I wouldn't have bumped into it. I wouldn't have skipped a beat. I would have been like, that's pretty funny, actually. But whatever. I mean,
yeah. Now I got a story for my podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I did get a story out of it. And then the only other thing, well, that's not a big deal, but yeah, the theme song when they played "Pomp and Circumstance," I was like, you know what? That's the Macho Man Randy Savage. I mean, we all grew up. 3 of us grew up in the '80s. I mean,
I don't
Andrew
remember.
grew up in the '80s too.
I don't remember that as his theme song.
You don't?
Macho Man Randy Savage when he came down to the ring.
Yeah.
Circumstance.
Speaking of wrestling in the 80s, by the way, if you guys get a chance, which I went to the theaters, and I believe it's on Max, check out the Iron Claw.
I want to see that.
It's very good. Very, very good. There's 4 brothers, and is around the time we were watching them. I remember we used to get wrestling magazines, and at that time we were just WWF fans, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Junkyard Dog. So we didn't know the NWA or the AWA or whatever.
AWA, yeah.
We got into the NWA later with Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, Road Warriors and stuff like that. But still, the Von Erichs were kind of, I don't know. And I just know we made fun of them because they didn't wear boots. Some of them, the one kid was barefoot.
And they didn't even put tape on their wrists. I mean, they didn't even look cool.
They were boring. Like they were trunks, like little underwears and no boots, just bare feet. I'm like, well, that's stupid. But
all the other wrestlers had a gimmick. They all had, the Junkyard Dog had the dog and
Jimmy Snuka had leopard print and a headband at least. So
at least some style. Yeah.
Anyways, that's a really good movie. So check it out if you get a chance.
What other is that it for graduation? I think so.
I think so. Manny graduates this Saturday. Fingers crossed. And I think that's it for the graduate. I've been seeing a lot of people posting their pictures of graduation. It's like you Kansas people just graduate late, I guess. I don't know, but
yeah, I'm kind of with you, Rudy. I mean, you it's kind of especially a high school graduation. It's congratulations, you didn't quit or you didn't get knocked up or whatever. I mean, you stuck it out. Like you showed up most days.
Some of the dumbest people I know graduated high school. So
yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't all graduate with the same GPA. But anyway, yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, at a very minimum, you have to graduate high school. Well, I guess you
And
don't.
at least when you're, I mean, some of these people with what they wear underneath their cap and gown. I mean, you got to act like you have a little class, right? Like dress
I don't know.
pants,
I think
tie.
so.
No,
Just, for example, a couple years ago, a friend of mine, her daughter wore a full-on stormtrooper outfit under her graduation thing. It was pretty solid, man. I was on board with that. It's pretty cool.
this is a high school graduation.
High school graduation, friend of mine. Yeah, her daughter wore a full-on stormtrooper costume. If I had pictures, we could blur a face out and show a picture. I obviously didn't get any kind of permission to even talk about this, but it's just, friend of mine, her daughter wore a stormtrooper
I
costume.
guess
It's pretty cool.
But it's like, who's that for?
Herself.
If no one can see it, and it's cool if you like. That's just what you want to do. But I would think that'd be really hot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, and like it sounds great. And everybody's looking at me,
but no, I think
but
you
then
say
you're like, I'm having heat stroke.
I think, well, no, I think people do see it. Like, I think like girls when they wear dress, they pick out a specific dress, and then after the ceremony, the gown comes open. I think you wear a specific dress and make sure that gets seen for pictures and stuff afterwards, or even before. But
so it's funny because we all wore tuxes for our graduation. That's what they do at rockers. And so we didn't have that kind of like, oh, what are you going to wear? Or how are you going to put anything on your hat? Or are you going to do it, So when I graduated college, when I graduated Loyola, I kind of thought that's what it was supposed to be like. Right. So everyone else is like really nice. I just wore jeans and tennis shoes under my cap and gown to graduate college. I didn't realize how gauche that was, or like, to me, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I get to wear a cap and gown. I get to kind of be silly. And
I wore a cap and gown for my preschool graduation at whatsoever preschool. God, again, I wish I had the picture. See, it's hard to be ready because like, had I known we were going to go here, I could have.
Our little baby's all grown up.
And she's grown up and he's grown up and he's grown up. But yeah, so anyway.
All right.
This
hey,
is one of the only topics we talk about ahead of time.
Graduation.
I know
could have been prepared for it.
I know it's like a week and a half late or whatever, but we want to talk about Quentin's proposal.
Yeah, we're going to have a new family member
because you forgot last week.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I thought there had to have been a reason why you didn't bring it up.
No, I was pretty much sick.
Off limits or something.
No, I mean, I was sick and wasn't really all there anyway. But yes, when we were in San Antonio, my oldest son, Quentin, decided to pop the question to Crystal, his longtime GF. It's pretty cool deal. We're all in San Antonio on the Riverwalk and scouting out locations for the big reveal or the question. And he's very, and you guys all know he's very, would it be modest or he's very shy as far as doesn't want people looking at him and stuff like that. So it had to be like in a place that was very secluded.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Perfect.
So Kylie and I and Quentin, we had all kind of scouted out the area. We knew he wanted to do it on the Riverwalk, and so we found this pretty sweet waterfall where there was like hardly any foot traffic, and it was just lit up, and there was like an archway and everything, and it's like boom, perfect, nailed it. We have the place down, and so that night I think it was getting late. It was like 11 o'clock or whatever, and I mean they had parades going on and all kinds of stuff still at like 11 o'clock. And here I'm getting tired, and I'm like, yeah, we gotta get this thing done, and so we start to leave, and he
so romantic, so romantic. We gotta get this thing done.
That was me. Not him. But he, wanted to take her on a walk or whatever, and they were going to walk by this waterfall or whatever. Well, at 11 o'clock at night, none of us. What's that?
Take her on a walk like she's a dog. That's what it sounded like. He wants to take her. I want to take Lilo on a walk when we're done here.
Yeah, I guess that sounded bad. Well, none of us knew at 11 o'clock at night that they were going to turn off this waterfall. And so he had, so he's walking, trying to find the waterfall at 11 o'clock at night. And he's like, where did it go? Yeah, well, they had turned it off. And so he had to improvise. And
where did it go?
Well, the waterfall's still there. It's just the water's not falling anymore. But
exactly. It kind of lost a lot of its charm, I guess.
Meanwhile, I don't know if I'm spoiling anything here, but I mean, several of us back in Kansas City already knew that he was going to ask her that weekend.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, I'm asking Anita, I'm like, hey, have you seen a text come through yet? I mean, any word? And like you said, it was 10:30, 10:45. I'm like, geez, it is going to be today, right? And so just kind of waiting on pins and needles and nothing.
Yeah. So he pulled the trigger. He did it. It was good stuff. So my family will be expanding.
I'm very aroused.
Look at that. That was awful.
Didn't fit the situation.
I saw that one on
no.
there earlier, and I thought that would be funny, but I didn't.
That went over like a fart in church. I got a new one this week.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, if he said turd in a punch bowl one more time.
I've used a fart in church before, but anyway.
Anyways, yeah. So that new news.
Well, congratulations to the Lovebirds. We know that they are they're day ones also, right? I mean, they've been with us since the very beginning.
Yeah.
They get upset if we are off schedule and don't have an episode to drop. So.
And I think a close second to actually getting engaged would be Crystal getting to join the family chat, family text chain at some point.
She is very anxious to join the family text chain, and when she sees just how garbage it is, I mean,
it's stupid. You're going to be asked to pray for Xavier taking a test, and you're going to see Emily or Avery's new glasses, and good Lord.
Because prayers are important.
No, study harder. I'm not wasting a prayer on you. No.
Prayers are always appreciated.
No, study and you wouldn't need my prayer. And Avery, I can see your glasses on Sunday. Thank you.
Oh, she was excited to show everybody. Yeah, that was a big thing.
She was.
And now she hasn't been over, in 3 weeks?
And we won't do this Sunday either at Grandma's.
No, this Sunday we're going to all crowd into your chateau.
Yeah, hopefully you guys all make it here. I just talked with our friend John Bailey. I got my order. Ordered. Is that how that goes? Yeah, I put in my order. I placed my order. He did tell me though. He threw in a couple extra sauces, and he threw in some Diablo sauce for my brother Bob. So,
yes.
So shout out to Longboards again.
Shout out to Longboards. That hot sauce is that's no joke, man. So
I did think, and I want to send out maybe an apology for our cousin JJ, because I know he said Longboards, there wasn't anything on the menu that he had tried yet that he liked, and he also doesn't like parties that are outside. So
you're literally combining everything he doesn't like. With Longboards.
Yeah, Jay, you'll try this. The ones that I ordered from Longboard, you're gonna dig. I gotta.
You better have Manny double check that card. It's probably not gonna have any money in it.
I probably should have waited, not said anything. That card's gonna be light. But no, I'm also gonna grill some dogs and stuff like that. So
I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus, but you remember growing up as a kid. We knew of some people that would decide how much to put in a wedding or a baptism or a graduation card based on what was being served at the.
I'll jump under the bus. If you guys aren't serving food at your kids' birthday parties, they ain't getting much from me. Limit will be $10. It depends on what's on the menu. because I ain't coming just for cake. I ain't a kid. What would I look like?
That
Kid?
determines the level of giving.
No, and
I have to say,
minimum.
Come
on.
An example of that, I'd have to say, Andy, when we got to Nathan's first birthday party or his birthday party recently, I upped my donation when I saw the spread. I
thought it would have tried.
This is where all the drops should be.
That's hilarious.
Right now.
Donations.
Shocking.
No, I yeah, for sure. I got to know what's on the menu, and your kid will get a bigger gift if it's something I'll enjoy. So
your outdoor party with longboards is not going to go over well with JJ. You better.
Yeah,
Make
but
sure
like
you
I
get
said,
that
Jay,
first.
I got a couple different options. We're gonna have you try something different from longboards. I got me a Baja Club, and I got I almost called you, Andrew, to see what I should order. I got some chicken cabos.
That's so funny. Yeah, I stick to the Cabo chicken and Cabo beef. But when we were there like a week ago, and that was one of the first times where I was like, I should look at some of the other things on there. And there were about 5 other ones that just sounded so good too. There was one, I know you're not a big seafood guy, but there was one that had like crab and shrimp or something in it or something, and they were like the bigger ones. Like I didn't realize the Cabo beef and Cabo chicken are on like the original or like the, standard. But then you got like, I forget what they call them, but like the big ones or whatever. The OGs, I think is what they're called. So I think next time I go, I'm gonna have to get a little experimental.
Yeah, definitely. I took my time, but I got a pretty good order in. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys all here on Sunday.
Oh, you will. There's no hopefully. I mean, if there's food there, I will be there.
I'm sure.
So coming back to the engagement, now we got to start, or you've got to start planning a wedding, or they've got to start planning a wedding.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have to do anything. I just have to show up, right?
Yeah. And I just want us to find out: is there going to be Mexican music? Are we going to have Mexican food?
I almost got a mariachi band for Manny's graduation party, just because I wanted one. But
I mean, is there really an event?
Mexican food?
Is there really any kind of gathering that wouldn't have mariachis involved? I mean, at my funeral.
If I could have a mariachi band follow me around all day, I absolutely would. Like that would be the greatest. But.
So I think the answer is yes. Then they will have mariachis, even if father-in-law Jamie has to fork over the money.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I will spare no expense.
We've got him on record. Then he's going to have some mariachis at the wedding.
Yeah.
I got a quick question for you. Well, not a quick question. If you guys are ready to turn the page a little bit, sure. And I guess Andrew, maybe this doesn't include you, but what would you say are 2 favorite TV shows were growing up, like 7 p.m., like primetime TV shows?
Oh, primetime? Because I was going to say Different Strokes in Good Times,
like
but if you're talking primetime,
not Brady Bunch, not that
90210.
Okay.
Not
think younger. We're younger. When we're younger.
Well, Family Ties and Cosby Show. I mean, that Thursday night lineup. It was Cosby Show. What else?
Yeah, I get those, but I feel like even younger. There are 2 in mind that I have in mind. One being the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh okay. And the Fall Guy. Fall Guy?
And the Fall Guy. Dude, I went to see the movie The Fall Guy today.
Probably not the same.
It's exactly the same. It was Colt Seavers.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Oh yeah, I had no idea. I go in, I just think it's another movie, and it's a movie. It's a movie about a stuntman, and I had no clue. I knew the name was the same, and honestly, it actually.
At no point did you put a stuntman movie and the name The Fall Guy together and think that it might be about Colt Seavers?
It had been so long since the TV show is out, and none of the commercials showed me that. But man, when it started, and he said, they said his name was Colt Seavers. I was like, oh my God, this is friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
And yes, God, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but it's freaking amazing. Like, go see it.
Really?
I really do want to spoil some of the stuff for you, but yeah, I went to see that today. And
you can spoil it for me.
It was great. Yeah, no, I can't with Bobby here and Jamie, but I just remember the Fall Guy. And so the TV show, because recently I went to look when I saw this movie was coming out. And again, I recognize the names are the same, but I didn't know they were the same. But anyways, I went to go look to see if there's anywhere that the Fall Guy was streaming. Because I'm like, let me see what I was watching as a kid. Like, was this stupid or was it awesome? But I think it's on Amazon Prime, but you got to rent it. Like, I haven't found it anywhere streaming for free.
Surely there's YouTube clips, right?
Probably clips, but I wanted to go through, like, let's start season 1 and let's watch it. And,
you know what? Chips.
I'm sure it's available on DVD somewhere.
Yeah, again, I'm not going to buy a DVD about it.
Chips and the A-Team were two other big shows.
That's true. Chips. That's what I was going to ask you. Chips, the A-Team. It's in, like, with Andrew, when you grew up, like, what were some of your
Doug?
Family Matters.
I just remember him watching Doug.
Yeah.
I mean, I did watch TGIF, which was like Family Matters and Step by Step and all that stuff. But
Step.
when as soon as you asked it, the first two that popped into my head, popped in my head were Seinfeld and Friends.
Yeah,
I must be on a lag or something because every time I start to talk, you guys are still talking.
Yes, you were on a lag for sure. I noticed that a few minutes ago, and so I'm trying to.
There's a lag here.
Yeah, just for Andrew, but
I must be.
No,
because
you might be back. I don't know, but that TGI, what was it? TGI Friday? No, what was it called?
TGIF.
TGI.
I think it was,
yeah.
Didn't that start with
TGIF?
Perfect?
They got us right.
Yeah, didn't it start with Perfect Strangers?
Balky?
I do have a Perfect Strangers might be one of the earliest sitcoms I remember watching because of the theme song. The theme song and the opening credits are very burned on in my brain.
Remember the Meepos?
But that show
had
to have only been on the air.
I think.
See, I don't remember a ton of details about the characters and whatnot. But yeah, that show, I don't know why. I mean, it started in the late 80s, so I would have only been 2 at the oldest when it started. But I remember it pretty clearly.
Well, I don't remember any of the particular episodes of The Fall Guy. I just remember loving it. Same with Dukes of Hazzard. And I think maybe a lot of it at that time had to do with like theme songs and stuff. So when you mentioned, even as Andrew was growing up, I remember the Family Matters theme song, the Perfect Strangers theme song, all that stuff. So
I don't remember those.
For my age group, trying to distinguish the Family Matters theme song from the Full House theme song is very difficult.
That's what I keep thinking. I keep saying to myself, whatever happened to predictability?
But I feel like they were similar.
They're
very
similar. I know that line. I can't remember which one's which.
How about do you know they had like a reunion for what's the one now? A Different World?
I think I saw something about that.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
Did you guys?
Go ahead.
Urkel got married.
No.
Urkel got married. He married a tech billionaire or something.
Really?
All right. He deserves happiness.
Yeah. Even Urkel deserves happiness. I'm trying to think because there's TV shows just like when I rewatched our comedian episode, there's comedians we forgot like George Carlin and but I know there's gonna be TV shows we forgot like I just remember Alf Alf.
Really? Oh.
That's good. That's solid. So I mean, but Mr. Belvedere was great. But
was it? Was it?
Great.
What's the one with the robot girl?
That was Small Wonder.
Small Wonder.
Beat him. Got it.
That wasn't a primetime show though. Wasn't that like Saturday mornings? Yeah. Small Wonder. She was hilarious.
I like Hang Time with Anthony Anderson.
Oh my God, that was a Saturday morning one too, wasn't it? Along with California Dreams.
I loved California Dreams.
California Dreams was solid.
Was there anybody famous in California Dreams? I don't remember that. I can't picture that one.
What was Sly? Did he ever do anything after California Dreams?
I don't think so, but I think the blonde girl on the show was on Baywatch as well afterwards or something like that.
She was. So that's about as famous as it got for them.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah,
I have to go. I have to go with Charles in Charge, Buddy Lembeck.
Speaking of Buddy Lembeck,
yes, let's go there.
Didn't your current wife used to date Buddy Lembeck?
Yeah, went out with maybe a time or two. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. Yeah,
nothing serious. But
Willie Ames, that's his name.
Willie Ames. He actually worked here at Waddell and Reed for a while in Kansas City.
Did he really?
Yeah, I remember it was kind of, I don't know if I wouldn't call it a big deal, but everybody's like, did you know that Buddy Lembeck works at Waddell and Reed? And we'd look him up on the system. We're like, hey, Willie Ames, what do you know? From Zapped fame with Scott Baio.
He really rode those Scott Baio coattails.
Yeah, he did for sure.
I remember Willie Ames was supposed to come do a show at Rockhurst, like an abridged Shakespeare thing, which is like a comedy show. But he was supposed to. It's like a one-man thing. He was supposed to come do it to raise money or something for the theater program, but he canceled it. So I remember thinking, I don't know anything about Willie Ames, but I remember thinking, oh, must think he's a big shot or something.
Didn't he have a drug problem? I'm sure he did. He was on one of those reality shows.
Who in the 80s?
It was the 80s.
Yeah. He was on one of those. We're going to get back into cocaine all of a sudden. He was on a reality show. I don't remember what it was, like with him and like Peter Brady, wasn't he? And like,
yeah,
one of those VH1
Real Life
shows. No.
Surreal Life.
I almost feel like it was a knockoff.
Surreal Life?
Was it? I don't know. I remember watching it though. So,
did you guys watch those? VH1 was on a roll there for a while when they had Flavor Flav and Flavor of Love. Did you guys ever watch that? No? Quality programming.
No.
Basically, it was The Bachelor with Flavor Flav.
On this topic, though, there is a great podcast I've been listening to that's the history of MTV, and it's hosted by Dave Holmes, who was a VJ on there, who's really, really funny. He's a comedian now, but it's like it's not like a talk show. It's like a journalistic, like just covering the early days and the history, and he narrates it and it tells the whole story. And when they get to just the way it evolved over the years, they get to that period of time where it was the Osbournes and just like reality television across all those music. It's fascinating because just all the different evolutions that it went through and what they prioritized, and now all those channels are obsolete. Now you don't need channels anymore.
Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. But
so I recommend you guys would really dig it.
I'll have to check it out.
What's it? I think it's just called The Story of MTV, I think. But I
love all you guys. I love all the memes that come out that says, you want to feel old, and then it tells you how old Kurt Loder is.
Kurt Loder. Yeah.
he's like 80 something.
Well, he wasn't young when he was on MTV when we were young. So yeah.
Right. But which is so crazy to me that because we all enjoyed MTV at different points, but that like Quentin and Tomas and all that, they probably never watched MTV. Don't even know what's the point of it.
Yeah, MTV got kind of, when you were young, Andrew, it got kind of like raunchy there. Like it was
there's spring breaks.
Yeah,
their spring breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And it kind of started with us. I remember downtown Julie Brown and was it Club MTV? And I always remember that cameraman would try to get up under the girls' skirts and stuff. But I think spring break just took it to another level. That was really cool.
And then they just gradually stopped playing music, and it was more about shows. And
now it's ridiculousness. My favorite show. Welcome back to Ridiculousness. God, I love that show. Anytime I'm on vacation, it's always on the TV, and it's funny. It's really good.
It's probably been years since I deliberately put the TV on VH1 or MTV or anything like that. I pay for 550 channels. I literally watch probably 3-4.
Yeah.
Isn't Ridiculousness basically the Walmart version of Tosh.0?
I mean,
Which-
yeah, I mean, it's a clip show. It's a clip show, but I don't know. I think they're really funny. The guys on there, and I think it's hilarious.
You
It's on.
talk about podcasts, man. That Tosh show.
Oh, it's great.
Unbelievable, huh? It's the funniest podcast I've ever listened to, other than ours, of course.
That Daniel Tosh has a podcast.
Yes,
Yeah, it's called Tosh Show. Yeah, hilarious.
I watch it every week, and I'm trying to like take notes for his interviewing skills. I love it. We should have one question. The same question we ask everybody: do you believe in ghosts or something along that line? Just to start off.
He interviews his wife's gynecologist.
By the way, his wife's gynecologist is from Richmond, Missouri, and I work at Ford with a lot of people from Richmond, and I have friends from Richmond, and I asked because he's probably a little bit younger than me, but I have dance moms that I know that live out in Richmond. I'm like, hey, do you know? And I can't remember his name now, but that guy. And she's like, yeah, we went to school with him. But yeah, he's from Richmond and he's out in LA now, and he's his wife's gynecologist. But it's a good show. And that's why I want to study like what he does, because like his whole point, and he says it in the first episode, is I don't care for celebrities. They're boring to me. Like I want to interview like real people. And so that's why he interviewed his plumber and he interviewed like just different people. And it's a solid podcast, man. It makes me laugh, dude. It's really good. Man. Yeah. Is that it?
Should we move on to Rudy's runs?
I'm scared to say anything because I feel like I'm behind.
I don't know if you are.
I don't think you are.
I don't think so.
Oh, so you guys just aren't responding when I talk.
Did you hear that?
No. Okay. Respond to me right now, Andrew. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess there is a lag there.
You're lagging. Sorry about that.
Got a lot of problems with you people.
Yeah, because I had a good drop I was going to do a minute ago, and I realized it's probably coming in 5-10 seconds too late.
Should we?
I don't know.
Pause, or Andrew, do you want to go out and come back in?
No, just.
I bet you could go out and come back in. I mean, we all know when we hit the hour mark that my thing's going to freeze up anyway. So
that's true.
You know, that's what happens. But
go out and try and come back in.
Here,
yeah,
I'll do it.
Oh,
hey. Here we go. Here he comes.
And he's back. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew, what's up?
What's up? Am I on?
He's a big dumb animal, isn't he, folks?
It was a little shorter of a
shorter lag.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. Let's just go.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't work out the kinks here live on air.
Yeah, it makes for quality programming.
This is real life, people. This is no editing.
Do we want to go? Do we want to move on to Rudy's runs? It'll give us a lot of topics that
let's do it.
That we haven't touched.
Hold on.
I gotta give you your due here. All right.
Rudy's runs.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This week for I'm just kidding. But dude, there are a lot of topics on here I think that we're just missing. So
let's go.
The way I had planned it is I'm just gonna run through them all, and then we can pick a couple, and some of them you guys might not have heard of, and some of them you have. So let's go. First on my list, and like I said, this is becoming a thing where I thought, oh my God, am I gonna have to come up with things every week? Like this is gonna be a struggle, but dude, crazy crap happens every day of the week, and this is insane. So my phone's full. Here we go. First, the Hereford House guy. You guys hear about that?
Oh. Yes.
So hold your thoughts. We'll come back to it. How about the Northern Lights? Did you guys see the Northern Lights? Did you guys go out last week and see the Northern Lights?
I tried.
I was like a half hour too early, I think.
Here's a question. So Zay Jones signs with the Cardinals. So all the BS about everybody's going to want to play with Patrick Mahomes, is that really a thing? Like if Zay Jones goes and signs with the Cardinals,
did he get more money? I don't know.
Possibly, but not much. I think he only got like $3 million. I don't know. Whatever. This one I don't know. It's kind of obscure, but Shannon Sharp and Shaq have a beef, and I know we were on beef tracks last week, so we could talk about that. And we'll talk about.
I have no idea what they're beefing about, so maybe we ought to explore that.
I'm kind of on Shannon Sharp's side, but anyways, do you guys hear the what do you call it? The press conference after Luka Doncic press conference where
Yeah.
One of the
Yes.
reporters' computers played porn. Like there were some porn sounds coming out of somebody's computer.
Yeah.
Hilarious. The other thing, college football. I got a thing for that.
Show it.
And maybe I shouldn't do it right in the middle of Rudy's runs because that kind of defeats the purpose. But actually, it's not there anymore. I don't know. Oh, wait, there it is. So college football. Everybody's big excited about this new EA Sports Get to the Game. Miranda, I'm winking at you, babe.
Get to the game.
I'm excited.
But I think she's getting it. Yeah, we're just okay. So this football game, everybody's making a big deal. I don't know if you can zoom in on this or not. I think I'm just zooming in on my computer, but I don't know if you guys
making a big deal about it.
There's a Mizzou flag on the cover, guys. We made the cover. We made the cover. Although when I looked at it, it looks kind of like a Michigan flag to me. So I don't know. But so that's happening. Let's see what else I got here. Paul Skeens made his debut in the MLB. Did you guys catch that? Paul Skeens. Maybe
Olivia Dunn.
Right. You guys might know him as Olivia Dunn's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a debate going on this week, and this might be kind of lame, but there's a debate whether NFL players would be better NBA players or would NBA players be better NFL players.
The dumbest debate ever.
I think it's pretty dumb.
Put basketball players on a football field and expect that they're going to do anything. Anyway,
I kind of agree with that, but football players might be too big for the basketball court. I don't know. We could talk about Robert Kennedy's brainworm. That's a thing.
Yeah.
The other thing is that we talked a little bit about this before the show started, but the portal from New York to Dublin, they opened a portal, which is basically a two-way video screen from people I think it's in Times Square, and people in Dublin. And immediately somebody in Dublin held up a picture of 9/11 of the Twin Towers going down. Just crazy. And then a chick from New York.
Crazy!
A chick in New York flashed to the people in Dublin. I think they've already shut it down. What else? The NFL schedule release. I know it was a big deal last year and they make big productions about it, but are we really on the edge of our seats just to see what order these teams are played in? We already know who they're going to play, but whatever, we can talk about that. I know Jamie will love this one. Did you guys see that Taylor Swift just did her 87th Eras Tour show?
Easter eggs, full of Easter eggs.
And she had a red and gold outfit.
Egg.
She had a red and gold outfit for her 87th Eras Tour show. So I knew Jamie would like that. And then the last one that kind of made me laugh was Jerry Seinfeld did the commencement address at Duke University, and the kids walked out on him. So that's kind of funny to me. And then also we can or don't have to talk about the Butker commencement address, but that's what I've got this week for Rudy's runs. We can pick those, talk about them. That'll get us through the show. So
do me a favor and another courtesy plug. Thank you.
Guys, what do you think?
Well,
a lot of stuff.
Going along the lines of the
nobody
Easter
go to the
eggs.
bathroom for about 45 minutes.
Do not go in there.
No, Easter eggs. I wasn't going to talk about Taylor Swift, but Andy, I wanted to get your opinion. You're a big Bluey fan, as am I. Yes.
Yes.
So the most recent Bluey episode had the Bluey in the future, and I was like, so is Bluey a single mom? But then somehow, of course, my phone was listening to me, so I got some YouTube video of Easter eggs, and they were this lady's trying to find out who Bluey's kid's dad is,
baby daddy,
or whatever. What's that?
My theory is it's either Jean-Luc, the French dog that she met when she was camping, because that's the only other time when they flashed forward into the future and they met up again. It's a great episode. And then the other theory I have is Mackenzie, because in the season 2 episode Barky Boats, there's a whole thing about them growing up together and they're in love or whatever, and it mirrors the older dogs that are actually dating. Yeah,
I got sucked into this.
It's one of those. I think
I got sucked into this. I was watching this, and this lady's picking out all these Easter eggs, and I was like, oh my God, I am the people that I make fun of with Taylor Swift. and I'm doing it with a cartoon.
Bob, I think you and I should
about
just
it though is
check
there are
ourselves out
so
There
are
what I
so
want to know,
many
just based on
Easter
this
eggs in
limited
Bluey.
interaction, just from what you guys are sharing, it sounds like they're trying to figure out who the father is. So is this going to be like a Maury Povich reveal?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's
Somebody is not the
No,
father.
I mean it's we'll see where it goes from here, but this is like the most recent episode. The end of it is like so far in the future that who knows what happens in between there. I don't know what they'll come back and cover, but it's the idea that she has a daughter and the parents have a grandkid, or I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but
trust me, I was not proud of myself for like for really getting into this rabbit hole of yeah.
How much time did you spend on this rabbit hole?
It's great. I love it.
Too much time that I can't get back.
Hold on. Can we please respect Rudy's runs? I mean, that wasn't even in.
Well, the Easter egg thing was.
That wasn't even a corn nugget.
Like right after I finish and we flush the toilet and you break off into something else. That wasn't even on my list.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Go ahead. Proceed.
No, I mean, whatever. I mean, I said what I said, so I don't know.
See, now
you went through a lot of stuff. I can't even remember.
Good day, sir.
Exactly. The Hereford House guy. That's the one that I think.
So tell me about this. I don't know.
Here's the thing I'm thinking. So we had this conversation last night, I think, with my sister-in-law, and because these people got sick, because I guess initially I was like, okay, they just peed in,
So Andrew doesn't know the story, so why don't you tell a little bit about what the story is?
Go ahead, Rude.
Oh, me? Basically, I haven't dove into it yet because I really don't want to know the details. I do thank God that I don't think I've ever eaten at Hereford House ever. But there's an employee that I know he peed in the pickles, in the pickle juice.
That's shocking.
He slapped his balls on something, didn't he? Like on the meat?
You are the ones who are the ball lickers.
I don't know a lot of the details, but he basically did nasty stuff with the food.
He did nasty stuff with food. My understanding is too that it was as part of he was actually getting paid to do this. So he was like a what do you call it? Like an influencer or whatever. He had a large following on one of his websites, and so he was actually getting paid to do this, recording it, throwing it on his website or on YouTube or something. And so then people began to notice, hey, that's the guy that works here in this restaurant. So that's my understanding of how he got caught.
Well, because these people got sick, like that's where, and can you really get sick from somebody else's urine? Really, the only thing you can get sick from would be like their poop, right?
Not mine. Not mine. Must be urine.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, he would have had to have taken a crap. Like his butthole had to be involved in this, right? Like, I mean, is there anything else that you could get sick from?
I would hope so.
Can you get sick from urine? Drinking urine? I mean,
I don't know. I didn't think so.
Not mine.
So, no, that's,
there would have had to been some fecal contamination somewhere in there.
Maybe he was a fecophiliac. Okay,
that's someone who's obsessed with Mookie Stinks. Is that what it was? Mookie Stinks.
I haven't heard that term in a long time.
I believe that's a South Park reference.
Yeah,
right?
Okay, Mr. Mackey. Okay. No, I thanked God that I hadn't. Could you imagine if you're like, shit, I just ate there like last week? Like,
can you imagine too? That was actually one of the places we thought about going for Mom and Dad's anniversary dinner.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, which location?
Well,
which location was it?
We didn't really get specific as locations, but the location where all this went down was the one out in Leawood.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank God I thought we were talking more closer. I thought we were getting close to the Golden Ox, not so much Hereford House.
Yeah, I mean, it just Hereford House was one of the ones that names had thrown out early.
Right.
So this seems like more Independence behavior. I would have thought the Hereford House and Independence.
Oh, calling out our
wow.
Our parents live in Independence, bro.
That was rough,
That was
man.
that was me.
But
Call it like I see it.
I think I would have thought that's where you would have seen it also.
There is I was like, why'd you say Independence? But there is a Hereford House in Independence. I get you. No, them dirty ass Kansas people are out there too. They're nasty. Yeah. So
All
there's
right, what
that.
runs? Let's
That's
keep going.
shocking.
What about the Northern Lights? Did you guys get to check those out? I was at work, so I couldn't.
I
Or no.
attempted to.
I had to get to bed by like 9:30, 10 o'clock because I had to be up by 4. So I missed it.
Nah,
Nothing? Not interested at all?
it was what, Friday night, Thursday.
I was
night?
interested and I attempted to, but I think I missed it. I think I was a little early.
From what I understand, it was a little, and maybe this is depending on where you were, depending on how much light was visible, but it was hard to see with the naked eye. But if you used your phone, your camera on your phone, like filters out some sort of lights, and then that's how everybody was getting really cool pictures and stuff. But
What about with the brown eye? Yeah, would it be tough to, All right, never mind.
no, I wasn't quick enough to play off your brown eye, but you're
He's a big dumb animal, isn't he, folks?
But yeah, so
No, we tried to. Avery was really wanting to. She got really upset when we couldn't find it. She actually kind of almost started crying because she wanted to see it. She must have heard about it in school or something. But we went out on the deck and tried to look around. I guess it said that if you look through your phone or something, you could see it better. And no go. No go.
Yeah, no, nothing. Not Bobby wasn't interested.
That was what, Thursday night or Friday night? Yeah, I don't. Probably wasn't
Thursday because I had to be at work Friday morning, so I couldn't do it. I was kind of disappointed. I would have liked to have seen it. Kind of like with the eclipse, it's like you don't really get a chance to see it, and that would have been cool. But yeah, what else?
Right. What else?
What else we got? Did you guys see that the guys that the graduating class at Duke University walked out on Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah, I didn't really get it was
class. I think it was just since he's pro-Israel, he's Jewish, obviously. I think it was mainly Palestinian students that walked out.
Do you think that's what it was? I just saw it quickly on, I think it was Good Morning America or something. But
although Jerry Seinfeld's kind of stepped in it as of late.
He had very much so.
Unfrosted on Netflix. I have not seen it yet. I don't know if you
I
guys
started
have.
watching it. I can't finish it. It's trash, and it's got so many good people in it. And
it's no good.
And it's garbage.
I don't know if it's trash, but I stopped it in the middle, and I haven't considered watching it anymore.
Been doing a lot of press for it lately, and I think he's really been stepping in it with everything he says. He's like, you can't be funny these days. People are too PC, and you can't even be funny these days. And so
I honestly thought that's what some of it was for. Like, but I know it had to do more with the Palestinians and Israel and stuff like that. Yeah, no, he said stuff like that, and it's kind of like, you know what? Like, I don't know.
He's getting close to being canceled. So
he comes off as smug, like just very smug, and I'm kind of.
I just find it odd. If a comedian that doesn't really even curse, right? Like how somebody could be. You would expect somebody getting canceled. Somebody, that says more extreme things. Where his routine isn't that controversial, is it?
No, but he went on Howard Stern and was talking about one podcast, and then he went on that other podcast and was talking about Howard Stern. So he's like talking out of both sides of his mouth. And yeah, he's talking about how, I don't know if he used the term woke, but I mean, he's talking about, the left and not in great terms. And so I want to remember the Jerry that was, before he came back and felt like he needed to do this movie. Yeah, so I don't know. It's
there's anything wrong with that.
Seinfeld.
Earn another buck or two. But yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of commencement addresses, anybody go to Benedictine's commencement?
Oh. So while you guys are chatting before we started recording, I was reading that article about Harrison Butker in his commencement speech. Oh, cringy.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like, imagine paying, $1,000 thousands upon thousands of dollars to have your daughter graduate, and then to go to the graduation and hear them say, "Yeah, go get back in the kitchen." Basically, is what he was saying.
Big wife, mother, homemaker is your ultimate. You know, that's what you should be striving for. Like,
yeah. So whatever. Somebody I saw on Twitter was like, "Why doesn't he get canceled?" And I'm like, "He's a kicker. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Like, just kick." I'm Pepe Lewepi. I kick the ball. So yeah, I mean, he's not going to can't. I mean, whatever. He's a kicker. He doesn't matter really. But it is weird how like the two sides, like one day you can be like, well, Colin Kaepernick takes a knee and he should never be in the league again, and now this guy says this. Oh, let him speak. Like I don't know. I don't care for all that back and forth. Like whatever. Bob doesn't look like he has anything to say.
I'm sitting here going, whose idea is it to get some of these people to speak at graduate? Is it like, ooh, we're going to have Harrison Butker. That's going to really attract people. Ooh, let's get Jerry Seinfeld to speak at our Duke graduation. Why? I mean,
it's a lot of graduations.
Yeah, I think you're on something there. What's that?
Yeah, but also if you lock that off, it could be a lot shorter graduation.
Bill Cosby used to talk at Temple all the time, didn't he?
But I mean, you got like
well.
each school has several graduations too, of the School of Business and the School of this and the school. So you got to line up several.
At what point do we decide? We really could use somebody to talk for 30 minutes. It has no ties to this university whatsoever, but let's go out and bring in a celebrity and have them talk.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you there.
Especially if it's outside. I mean, I saw that Duke one was outdoors, and I'm like, I don't know what the temperature's like, but if I'm sitting outdoors and the sun's beating on me, and I've got to sit there and listen to Jerry Seinfeld tell jokes that aren't funny or aren't landing, I'm like, yeah, let's get on with it.
You guys will have to fill me in on the Robert Kennedy brainworm, because I've heard, I don't get it. Like, what happened? Like, I know the guy's crazy. But what did he say? Do you guys know anything about that?
Just like he says that a few years ago, he, gosh, I knew at one point, but I probably can't even retell it very well.
He basically said a worm ate some of his brain, right? A parasitic
how did the worm get in there? Do you remember how they?
I didn't hear the details of it.
Yeah. Here's the most shocking thing I think about that is that for as eccentric as he appears to be, why is he married to Cheryl Hines? You would think she might have.
I just saw that.
Did you not know that he was married to Cheryl Hines?
No, I just heard that like a couple of weeks ago. Like I didn't know that originally. But
like really? Anyway, that makes me think a little
less of her.
A little differently of her. I won't say less.
Are you saying he outkicked his coverage?
Well, I mean, you yourself has to be a little bit crazy to get to decide you're going to stay with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in my mind,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, like, why? Anyway.
Yeah. So
I thought of her one way. Now that I know that she's married to this guy and his eccentric ways, I'm thinking of her a little differently.
Were there any other of my runs that you wanted to pick through? And
there was a lot of them. I don't even remember now.
Who decided that we needed a portal between Dublin and New York, and what purpose was this going to serve originally?
It's called a cell phone. Like I don't understand this. Like I mean, isn't it called basically FaceTime? I mean.
Yeah, but I think it was supposed to be like a 24-hour a day thing. Like it's always open, and you could just see.
You can always. See what's going on in Dublin. Like,
why Dublin?
Drinking. I mean, what else would be going on?
Why not like Paris or I don't know?
And again, seems like maybe it could be a good idea, but why? Why? What did somebody really say? You know what we could use right now in New York is a window into what they're doing in Dublin right now.
I want a window into what Andy's doing to his dog right now. He's get up and he's gonna choke him and
Foot up a dog's ass all day. Bang, bang, bang.
That dog's gonna get it.
Speaking of movies, this is completely I'm going off, but I did watch. What did I say I watched this week? The Pride of the Yankees. Yeah, help me with
Great
that,
movie.
Bob.
Great movie.
Is it though? I think movies back then just sucked. Like the actors weren't good, and
Well, I guess I'm just partial to the story of Lou Gehrig. I love Lou Gehrig, the story of Lou Gehrig, but I don't know if the movie
I'll tell you what,
quality was any good.
I'll tell you what creeped me out was first of all, I love the term "best girl." Are you my best girl? I guess they didn't have the term girlfriend back then. I don't know, but so we established that. Go ahead.
Maybe he didn't want to say skank or this is my hoe.
What's up, hoe? Best girl cracks me up all the time. So he established that at the beginning of the movie when he's talking to his future wife. But then later on, there's a scene in the movie when can't remember if Lou Gehrig was going to play in the minors, and he was lying to his mom about it and said he was going to because she wanted him to be an accountant or what is she? I don't know. The uncle was something. Anyways, but he was lying to her because he was really going to play in the minor leagues. But the mom said to him before he left, well, am I still your best girl? And I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa. Didn't we establish?
The mom said that?
The mom said that to her son, to Lou Gehrig. I'm like, wait, didn't we establish what best girl means already? Like,
I think you can tell your wife that you love her, and I think you can tell your mom that you love her, and they mean two different things.
I don't know. I don't know. Best girl is, I've only got one best girl.
Okay, so let's ask Andrew.
You're on mute.
What's up?
Who's your best girl?
I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about. What?
Exactly. I mean, that's my point. The best girl could be more than it could be.
Perfect reaction. I love that. Yeah, it's my best girl.
I'm very aroused.
We were just talking about Pride of the Yankees and how back in the 1920s, they used the term best girl to refer to both their spouse, girlfriend, as well as his mother, apparently.
Andrew, have you seen Pride of the Yankees?
I have not. No.
You haven't. Okay. Because there's a couple things, and I don't want to pick this movie apart if only two of us have seen it. But like in the beginning, when he tripped on all the bats and they called him Tanglefoot, like, and that was a big, like he was just so angry, like, oh my God, how dare they call me Tanglefoot? Like, can we not come up with anything better? And then the other thing in the movie, the wife was sitting in the front row or whatever, and he hits a home run, and he's literally talking to her as he like rounds second, like they're yelling at each other. Like
they probably took some.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
It is a movie. It is a movie.
Come on. I don't know. Did they just? Movies were terrible back then.
Oh, I disagree.
They were awful. Awful.
Oh.
The acting was horrible. Gary Cooper, terrible.
Gary Cooper's an amazing actor.
Terrible actor. You haven't seen Pride of the Yankees.
I've never seen Pride of the Yankees, but I've seen High Noon. I've seen Mr. Deeds Goes to Town.
Never heard of it. I've seen Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler. That's the best. I think it was
Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. I can't remember.
See, how are you going to talk about Pride of the Yankees and not have the drop about Ike today? I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
I'm doing my Adam Sandler impression. And
that was a terrible Adam Sandler.
You blew it!
Yes.
You got to look up a Norm Macdonald sketch where it's like one of those from Saturday Night Live. They're looking at an old deleted scene from Pride of the Yankees, and it's Norm Macdonald playing. What is it? Is it Lou Gehrig?
Lou
Gehrig giving the speech, and he's like, I'm the luckiest man on the face of the earth. And everybody claps, and it's, I was being sarcastic. I have a disease that is so rare. They named it after me, and everyone just keeps applauding. He's just
hilarious.
You got to find that clip for the socials.
We'll have to play it, but on the Norm Macdonald thing and disease, like he has a bit about disease that is just hilarious. Talking about heart attacks, and he's like, so yeah, no, we'll have to find it and play it because I don't want to chop it up. But Norm Macdonald's great. R.I.P. Norm Macdonald. But What else do we got? Did we have a quit acting stupid, or was that kind of in my Rudy's runs?
I thought I was going to go to Harrison Butker. No.
Yeah, we talked about that, Harrison Butker.
Oh, one thing I do want to talk
maybe
about
the
with
little boy that
runs.
was running around on the stage during the graduation.
I don't find that too stupid. Andrew, what were you going to say?
I was
It's
going to
stupid.
say the where are you on the Shaq Shannon dispute?
Oh,
Remind me of
Because-
this. I think I
Because
saw
to
it.
me, I like them both, so I don't want to have to choose sides here.
so correct me if I'm wrong, because I think the dispute comes over. So Nikola Jokic won MVP, and Shaq was displeased about that. He thought SGA should have won it.
Right.
And so while interviewing the night Nikola won the MVP, Shaq was interviewing him and told him in the interview,
I don't think you should have won it.
he said, I want you to hear it from me, but I think SGA should have won the MVP. And to me,
Who's
that's just
SGA.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
But yeah, but to me, I think that's just kind of shitty. I mean, the dude just won MVP. Let him celebrate. Like, you're there to interview him about winning the MVP, and you just told him, yeah, I didn't really think
And
you
it's
should
not
have
like
won.
Jokic had anything to do with the selection either. It's like, all right, if you got an issue, buddy, take it up with the writers or the people that voted. I didn't have anything to do with this. Why are you bringing me into this?
Don't come at me with all this. But yeah,
I ain't begotten a weapon.
why y'all be coming down on me? But Shannon Sharp was like basically called him out on his, what's his podcast called?
Shay Shay
Club
Club
Shay
or
Shay?
whatever. Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So apparently he called Shaq out. What were you thinking, Andrew? What were your thoughts on it?
I honestly, I've only seen the quotes. I hadn't really heard the whole arguments, but because what is it that Shaq or Shannon was basically saying that he was jealous or something, but Shaq was like, I've made every, I don't know, I shouldn't even be.
So that's
know,
the back and forth.
Shaq
That's
said
like-
something about come back when you're at least if you're not the top 10 in your sport. you
Top
shouldn't
10,
even-
yeah, that's something like that, yeah.
You shouldn't even talk.
So that's as far as I've seen of it. But to me, those two guys, well, I don't really watch the NBA, so I don't know Shaq, but I see a lot of clips passed around. But
And now-
I love Shannon. Like, as much as I hated him when he was a Bronco and
Right.
would always play the Chiefs, I love him as a TV personality, and I tend to agree with most of the things he says. So I hated to see.
It's
You know,
like
it's one of
mom
those
and
things like,
dad
can't we all
fighting.
just get along?
It's
Can't
like
we all
mom and
just get
dad
along?
fighting. Yeah.
And what I will say is like, so top 10, I mean, football is obviously a very different game than basketball, but I would say Shannon Sharp is a top 10 tight end, isn't he? I mean,
At
Yeah.
least,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Top
But
five.
you
Shaq
gotta-
said, come back when you're one of the top 10 players in your sport of all time.
I think it was less than
See-
10, maybe even.
That's
don't
the
know.
thing, though. The sports are different. You got five
Yeah.
guys on the court at once, and you've got, however many guys on a football field on both sides of the ball. And, obviously quarterbacks get the most love. I mean, so to me, I don't know. Shaq is kind of goofy. He makes me laugh, though.
Shaq is funny. I like them both.
Who's funny? Charles Barkley's funny on that show. I was watching the other night, and they brought out. Did you see when they brought out the animals? Like they did like an animal segment, like Letterman used to do and stuff, and Carson used to do. And they brought animals out, and I hate Draymond Green, but they have him on the show for some reason. I think
Because
this
he's
was
not
last
playing.
night. Yeah, it was either last night or the night before. But I don't know what animal they brought up, but all I heard, because I was driving my forklift or whatever, and I was listening to it, and I just hear Charles Barkley say, "Shut up, fool." I didn't even know what he was talking about. Shut up, fool. And they call each other
Those two-
badasses.
Those two,
Hilarious.
and then when you had the other guy, can't think of the third guy.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Kenny Smith. Yep, when you had him in there, they just got a good rapport between the three
That's
of
a
them.
great
pretty
show.
funny.
But there's rumors that
Might be
TNT's losing the NBA.
I saw that.
And so it might be canceled. God, that would be such a mistake.
There was a great video when that eclipse happened a couple weeks ago of Barkley on there just calling everybody that went out to look at the eclipse dumb and stupid.
Dumb. Yep.
But something about
I swear I might have brought that up on this show because Bobby felt the same way, like it was stupid.
well, you guys were talking about it, but I remember, I don't know if anybody mentioned Barkley specifically, but just him saying it's something about like it's gonna get darker anyway or something.
And
I've seen it get dark before or something.
he said some awful stuff about
Yes.
the women in San Antonio.
Women of San Antonio.
Jamie, did you experience any of that? I don't remember what he was saying. He called him fat and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny
Yeah.
that Barkley would call anybody fat, but anyway.
Yeah, because Barkley himself.
He also apparently recently talked about the water in Galveston. I don't remember what he said or how that came
Oh,
Yeah,
up.
about the beaches.
What
Is that
team
what it
was he
was?
talking about? There was a team that was so crappy because what they do on TNT is every time a team gets eliminated from the playoffs, they send them fishing. They're gone fishing, and there's it looks like they're all sitting on a boat, and in the background it's silly, it's crazy, but that was his thing. He's like, we're going to send them to Galveston. I don't remember what team it was, but they were horrible and they got swept. I think maybe it was the Lakers. I don't know, but he's like, we're sending them to Galveston and the muddy water. And he was just been ripping on Galveston.
And yeah, Galveston didn't take too kindly to that, but yeah. Anyway,
so do we have a quit acting stupid or no?
the Bills for signing Marquez Valdez Scantling. I don't know.
We'll go with it.
Talked about.
Oh,
Wait, is this?
Wait,
Is this?
I just see a
Nessa?
hairball.
Come in, Nessa. Hey, so
NASA.
Manny.
Whoa! I thought she was asleep.
So we shouldn't reference maybe the movie that. Give me a heads up or a nod or a because
I don't know what
hasn't.
you're talking about.
So
Oh
my little niece Nessa hasn't been sleeping very well lately, and it's because she watched a movie recently.
Oh,
It scared her.
And she's been having nightmares. Does she want to tell us anything about it, or
What's wrong, hon? Did you have a bad dream? No. What's wrong?
well, she wasn't a big fan of the second installment of
Despicable Me.
Yeah,
But she still loves the standalone Minions movie. That's the one we go to.
That's solid.
Whereas-
That was Macy's favorite for a little while.
Yeah. Or as she calls them Minions.
Minions. Yeah.
She puts a lot of
I
extra
never
syllables.
could get into those.
Oh, those are solid, man.
So Kaylee had never seen any of them. I saw the first Despicable Me in theaters, and I really liked it, but I hadn't seen any of the other ones.
First
and
one's
so
a
when
gem.
and all of a sudden she comes home and wants to start watching Minions, and we just put it on randomly. And to someone who's never seen Despicable Me, like the Minions, that just seems like some sort of recruiting video for something because they're like makes no sense. They're just speaking gibberish,
Right.
and it's like I don't get why this is supposed to be funny. It's got a ton of music in it, so at least you're kind of entertained by that. But then, so Kaylee was not a fan of it. But then I said, well, let's just go back and watch the original Despicable Me. And we did that the other day. We did 1 right into 2. And I mean, we loved it. Like Kaylee had never seen any of it. She thought it was great. But unfortunately, yeah, there is a little scary element in the second one there that kind of kept us
Yeah,
going.
try the Powerpuff Girls. That really did a number on Avery.
Mojo Jojo.
She's a little traumatized.
Really?
I will say we were such big fans of the first Despicable Me that we went out and purchased a fart gun.
I remembered that. Yeah. When
Do you
it came
really
out in the
need one?
movie.
I wonder if it's still at the kid's house now. I wonder where that's at. I wonder where my fart
think
gun went.
Manny and Tomas might have gotten them the same Christmas.
The fart guns?
I think so.
Oh, you have a microphone?
Dart gun. But anyway. What movie did you just suggest, Jamie?
No, I said Powerpuff Girls. The cartoon was, that really freaked Avery out.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should end this on
Yes.
stupid award going to I don't know what the Bills. You know what? I can't give them a quit acting stupid award though, because who else are they going to get, man? Everybody's leaving Buffalo, and you gotta fill out a roster. So
should we give it to Butker?
Josh Allen's got to throw it to somebody. He can't throw.
Mikey's the big winner. Mikey wins.
There you go,
Mikey.
No, I think officially Butker gets the Manny Paredes Quit Acting Stupid Award.
I agree.
He wants to. He once. What did he say? Toxic masculinity, or he said
he was
the emasculation of men or something.
Yeah, is that why he wears those nut huggers every week to the game with no socks? And
is a kicker on a team, on a football team, is he the best person to be talking about emasculation?
Yeah. Maybe I'll
It's
tag
tough.
him in this. Maybe we'll have him on next week.
I mean, maybe he's the right person to be talking about emasculation, but not masculinity.
We'll have him on next week.
All right.
All right. Well,
are you ready?
Yes.
All right, you're ready. All right. So appreciate you all joining us once again for episode 23. For my brothers Jamie, Rudy, and Andy, and my little niece Vanessa. Till next time, quit acting stupid.